Ho'oponopono is a very ancient art of problem solving, Hawaiian art of problem solving.
Ho'oponopono je jako stara tehnika rješavanja problema koja potječe sa Havaja.
So if you have problems, you are at the right place at the right time.
Zato ako imate problema, na pravom mjestu ste u pravo vrijeme.
Svi smo, mislim, na pravom mjestu u pravo vrijeme danas.
Karmen says that we are all at the right place in the right time today.
Exactly. So the good thing is that Ho'oponopono works for everybody.
Dobra stvar je što Ho'oponopono funkcionira za svakoga.
And everybody can see results, even kids, even adults, even if you have or not have money, if you have or not university titles. This works for everybody.
Svi mogu vidjeti rezultate, to je ono što je najbolje, i djeca i odrasli i oni koji imaju novaca i oni koji nemaju i oni koji imaju diplomu i oni koji ne.
Nedavno je jedna oduševljena Ho'oponoponovka rekla da je prošla mnogo toga, mnogo raznih tehnika, edukacija, ali da je uvijek znala da mora postojati nešto što je stvarno jednostavno.
Okay. Recently, one of the most surprising things was that one lady said that she passed all the things, all the techniques in the world, but she simply knew that there is something, that exists something that is really simple.
Dakle, nešto što može raditi svaki, neka baka na selu, dakle neko bez obrazovanja, netko sa jako puno obrazovanja, netko bez novaca za plaćanja seminara i knjiga.
Something that everyone can do, even at home, without any education, without any money for buying expensive books or paying expensive courses or something like that.
I tako smo došli do Ho'oponopona.
And that's the way how Ho'oponopono happened, in fact.
So, I traveled the world with this. I left a very profitable career, like being an accountant and a specialist in taxes in the US, to do this because I feel as Ho'oponopono had helped me, how it helped me to be more at peace and happy, it is my obligation, to share it with the world. And again, as I travel the world, I see we are all family, and really, this works for everybody, and it's very easy.
Mabel kaže da je ovo zapravo tehnika zbog koje je ona i napustila svoj posao, i to jako unosan posao, i krenula u putovanja svijetom, i na taj način je shvatila da zapravo smo svi jedna velika obitelj i da smo svi u mogućnosti pomoći jedni drugima putem Ho'oponopona.
So, and the beautiful thing is, again, that everybody can see the results. And, there are many different ways to get to the truth, to get home. But Ho'oponopono really is the easiest way. That's why I call my books the easiest way.
To je zapravo vjerovatno najjednostavniji način kako doći do onoga što nam treba, kako doći do istine, i zbog toga ona i svoju knjigu naziva najjednostavniji način ili možda čak najlakši put.
Kako ste vi došli do Ho'oponopona? Koja su se čuda vama dogodila?
Which miracles happened to you? How did you get to Ho'oponopono?
Okay, so one of the miracles was for me the first time to wake up, because I was a person that did not believe in any of this.
Prva stvar koja se dogodila je to što se ona jednog jutra jednostavno probudila, jer je bila osoba koja nije vjerovala u sve to što se događa.
For me, people that talk about this were we are people and they had to be hospitalized, put in a mental hospital.
Okay. Za mene ljudi koji su se bavili s ovim su bili zaista bolesni i ja sam smatrala da ih treba staviti u nekakvu ludnicu ili u bolnicu za mentalno oboljele.
But I can tell you that even my kids that were adolescents, very skeptic, to believe in these things, they tried it and it really works. So I know I talk about weird things, but they work.
Čak i moja djeca koji su tinejdžeri i koji su jako skeptični prema mnogim stvarima su probali ovo i zaista je uspjelo, i zbog toga znam da ovo zaista funkcionira.
Okay, so I didn't believe in any of this, but one day my oldest son talked to me the way I used to talk to him, with a lot of anger and frustration. And when he spoke to me like that, he woke me up. I started my search there because I realized I was looking for happiness in the wrong places.
Kad je jednog dana moj sin krenuo razgovarati sa mnom onako, na način na koji sam ja razgovarala s njim, pun ljutnje, onda me to probudilo i tada sam krenula u potragu i krenula tražiti zapravo rješenja i to me probudilo.
But I had a little voice that kept saying there has to be an easier way, because I noticed a lot of drama and stories, because we are addicted to those in the trainings that I assisted first.
Znala sam da mora postojati lakši način, jednostavniji način, jer postoji jako puno drame i jako puno situacija kojima smo mi ovisni i to sam prošla na brojnim treninzima kojima sam prisustvovala.
And then when I found Ho'oponopono, it wasn't in my first seminar, but because I took it many times, but maybe by the 10th, I realized that this was what I was looking for. This was the easier way that I was looking for.
I kad sam pronašla Ho'oponopono, što nije bilo na prvom seminaru, nego tamo negdje u 10. otprilike, onda sam shvatila da je to ono što ja tražim, da je to jednostavniji način.
So the first thing is I noticed in my relationship with how it worked with my relationship with my kids. I noticed how in relationship to my work and to all my relationships, even, money, how really Ho'oponopono works for all aspects of our lives.
Tu sam primijetila kako Ho'oponopono pomaže u svim aspektima mog života, u odnosu prema djeci, prema poslu, prema novcu, prema svim stvarima koje me okružuju.
So for example, for business, for me being an accountant, I realized when I let go and I practice Ho'oponopono, things got much easier and clients would come by itself. I didn't have to go and look for the clients. They pay me on time, so I wasn't worried about the money either.
U mom poslu računovođe primijetila sam to u tome što su klijenti sami dolazili, nisam morala ići u potragu za njima, plaćali su na vrijeme, odnos s njima je bio jako bolji i na taj način sam i tu vidjela promjene koje je donio Ho'oponopono.
Okay. I saw it with my kids, how they practice and the things that they shared with me. How they could be calmer, feel more at peace when they practice these things, or get along with their teachers when they practice this.
Primijetila sam to i kod svoje djece u našem međusobnom odnosu, kad bi se bavili Ho'oponoponom, u njihovom odnosu sa učiteljima, u stvarima koje su mi govorili, u njihovom međusobnom odnosu na sve načine.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you one of my first stories, when I started with Ho'oponopono, and that is in my first book, The Easiest Way.
Ispričat ću vam jednu priču koja se dogodila u početku kad sam se tek počela baviti Ho'oponoponom i koja se nalazi u mojoj prvoj knjizi Najlakši put.
I got divorced from a 20 plus year marriage and I left without nothing. And a friend of mine asked me, why don't we move in together? We find a place that we can share so we can afford a better and bigger place.
Kada sam se razvela nakon 20-godišnjeg braka, onda me prijateljica upitala da li želim s njom iznajmiti zajedno neku kuću, neko mjesto, tako da si možemo priuštiti neko veće, ljepše mjesto za živjeti.
So I thought it was a good idea and I found a better and bigger place right away.
Mislila sam da je to jako dobra ideja i našla sam bolje i veće mjesto odmah.
But 2 days before signing the contract, my friend changed her mind and she called me and she says, I'm gonna move to Arizona.
Ali 2 dana prije potpisivanja ugovora moja prijateljica je promijenila mišljenje i nazvala me i rekla da se seli u Arizonu.
So in the beginning, my programs, because I have the same programs as everybody, my intellect talking to me.
A na početku mog programa, imam program kao i svi ostali kada zapravo moj intelekt priča sa mnom.
So my intellect would say, how can she do this to me? What's her idea? And feel myself as a victim in that place.
Moj je intelekt u tom trenutku postavio mene kao žrtvu govoreći kako mi može to učiniti, zašto mi je to napravila, što joj je palo na pamet.
But as soon as I started repeating thank you, that is a way of practicing Ho'oponopono.
Ali čim sam počela ponavljati hvala, što je način prakticiranja Ho'oponopona.
So Ho'oponopono, it could be as easy as repeating thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, even if I don't feel it or mean it.
Ho'oponopono je najjednostavniji zapravo po tome što možeš ponavljati hvala, 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 iako to zapravo i ne misliš ponekad.
Okay. So I was repeating thank you, thank you, thank you, and another thought came.
I tako sam ponavljala hvala, hvala, hvala i druga misao mi je naišla.
So the new thought was, I'm going to call the realtor and I'm going to tell the realtor to put the contract under my name, that I will be the financial, people in charge, responsible.
I tada odlučila sam nazvati agenciju za nekretnine i reći im da stave ugovor na moje ime i da ću ja biti glavna osoba zadužena za financije.
And at that time, it was totally illogical because I did not have enough money, I wasn't making enough money to pay that place on my own.
I u to vrijeme to bilo poprilično nelogično zbog toga što nisam bila u financijskoj mogućnosti da sama plaćam to mjesto.
But I follow, that inspiration, and as soon as I took that decision, more work started coming to me, and in less than a month I realized I didn't need a roommate, I didn't need to share, I didn't need any help because I could afford that place all on my own.
I čim sam to učinila, posao kao da se počeo sam stvarati i za mjesec dana sam imala dovoljno novca, čak toliko dovoljno da nisam uopće imala potrebu za cimericom, za nikim ko bi dijelio troškove sa mnom.
Fantastično.
Okay, so eight months later, the owner called me and says, Mabel, I'm gonna sell the place.
8 mjeseci kasnije vlasnik me nazvao i rekao, Mabel, ja ću prodati ovu kuću.
So I'm giving you priority if you want to buy it.
I dajem ti prioritet ako je želiš kupiti.
At that time I couldn't qualify for a loan and I didn't have any money to pay for the down payment.
U to vrijeme nisam mogla nikako dobiti kredit, niti sam imala novaca da platim unaprijed dio novaca koji je trebalo platiti.
So I knew perfectly I couldn't afford to buy that place.
I savršeno sam dobro znala da nisam mogla sebi priuštiti takvu kuću.
But this is what I told myself. If this is the place for me, God will get me the loan.
I samo sebi sam rekla, ako je ovo kuća za mene, Bog će mi omogućiti kredit.
And if it's not the right place, God will have something better for me.
A ako nije to pravo mjesto za mene, Bog ima nešto drugo na umu.
So I really practice thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I onda sam zaista prakticirala hvala, 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 hvala.
And I got the loan.
I dobila sam kredit.
And the person that got me the loan, he called me to offer me the loan.
A osoba od koje sam dobila kredit je mene nazvala da mi ga ponudi.
To je nama znanstvena fantastika sada.
In our situation, that's a science fiction,
I know. It's a science fiction everywhere in the world. Yes. We are all going through the same challenges.
Da, to je znanstvena fantastika za sve u svijetu jer svi prolazimo kroz iste izazove.
Ho'oponopono is about letting go and letting God, the universe, the nature, no matter how you call it.
U Ho'oponoponu se zapravo radi o tome da pustiš Boga u sebe, svemir, Boga, kako god nazivaš to neko više biće, da ga pustiš unutar sebe.
It is a part in us that knows better, and it is in us, but it's not the intellect, it's not the part of us that we are always listening.
To je dio u nama koji zna bolje od nas samih. Ne radi se zapravo o našem umu, o našem intelektu, nego o jednom dijelu koji mi nismo sposobni sami kontrolirati.
So this part of me is not gonna interfere because it gave me free choice. So I have to choose to let go, to give permission to this part to help me.
Znači taj dio koji se nalazi u meni se ne miješa u ono što ja odlučujem, daje mi slobodan izbor, a ja moram sama donijeti odluku hoću li mu dopustiti da utječe na mene ili ne.
If I don't give permission, this part cannot help me.
Ako ne dam svoje dopuštenje, taj dio u meni mi ne može pomoći.
So Ho'oponopono is a way of asking for help.
Ho'oponopono je zapravo način traženja pomoći.
We don't have to do it alone.
Ne moramo ga rabiti sami.
We forgot who we are.
Zaboravili smo tko smo.
And we forgot that we didn't come to suffer, and again that we can ask for help.
I zaboravili smo da nismo na ovom svijetu da bi patili, nego uvijek možemo tražiti pomoć.
Now, when I let go, when I give permission,
kada dam dopuštenje,
I'm asking for whatever is right and perfect for me.
Tražim ono što je pravo i što je savršeno za mene, što najviše odgovara meni.
And I do not know what that is.
A zapravo i ne znam što je to.
So I said, I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna let God to help me. But if this is not the right place, must be that there is something better. I don't know what is right and perfect for me.
I zato sam rekla da ako pustim Boga da mi pomogne, da će on odlučiti da li je to pravo mjesto za mene ili nije, jer ja ne znam što je u redu i što meni najviše odgovara.
So you let go of expectations too. You have to let go of expectation, desires, because again, that is a very limited part of us that does not know.
Morate se opustiti, morate maknuti od sebe sva očekivanja, sve želje, jer to je jedan dio u nama o kojem smo mi ovisni i koji zapravo ne možemo kontrolirati.
I do Ho'oponopono to be at peace no matter what happens. If I get the apartment or not, I don't do it in order to, I want that apartment or I want that house. I just do it to be at peace, even if I don't get it.
Ja se rabim Ho'oponopono da bi bila u miru, bez obzira na to što se dogodilo. Da li ću ja dobiti taj stan ili neću, bit je da ja u sebi ostanem mirna.
Usually God, the universe has much bigger, much better things for us. Our intellect is very limited, cannot even imagine what is possible.
Naš um je jako ograničen i mi zapravo ne možemo predvidjeti ono što Bog ima u planu za nas. Kako je ograničen, tako i puno stvari zapravo ne vidimo oko sebe.
Okay, so now we let Karmen to
yes,
make questions.
Da, pokušavam, imam toliko puno pitanja.
She's trying because she has a lot of questions.
Yes.
U Ho'oponoponu se puno spominje Bog. Trebamo li biti vjernici, vjerovati u Boga da bismo prakticirali Ho'oponopono?
Ho'oponopono talks about God a lot. Do we have to believe in God to practice Ho'oponopono?
When I started practicing Ho'oponopono, I did not believe.
Kad je ona počela prakticirati Ho'oponopono, ona nije vjerovala. Does it work?
Yes, I'm sure if you start practicing, you will start believing.
Sigurno je ako počnete prakticirati Ho'oponopono da ćete početi vjerovati.
But I'll tell you what is important.
Reći ću vam što je važno.
And what is the foundation.
I što je osnova.
You have to believe in yourself.
Morate vjerovati u sebe.
That is the secret.
To je tajna. And that's sometimes the most difficult thing.
Yes. But when you start believing in yourself, you start seeing the power you have inside you, and then you will realize it's not really you, but a part of you that has all this power and can create amazing things in your life.
Ali kad počneš vjerovati u sebe, onda počneš vjerovati i u druge stvari i počneš vjerovati u taj dio u sebi koji ima mogućnosti da radi nevjerovatne stvari za koje nisi bio ni svjestan.
Mabel, za početak, kada počinjemo prakticirati Ho'oponopono, dakle, potpuno nam je nova stvar, da li mi moramo vjerovati da Ho'oponopono djeluje da bi zapravo djelovao? Ili možemo jednostavno probati pa ne vjerovati baš, ali eto idemo probati?
When we start practicing Ho'oponopono, do we really must believe that it works? Because we just want to know, can we start and just go and
iako smo skeptični,
although we are all skeptical and so on, so can we start just by saying those words, thank you and so on, to let go of everything?
Okay, so I could do that, but there has to be a little bit of trust, a little bit of that trust in your heart. The intellect will tell you amazing stories. It will fight it. It will say it cannot be this easy.
Intelekt će vam uvijek govoriti da nevjerojatne priče će vam skladat, uvijek će vam govoriti da to nije baš jednostavno, da nije lagano, ali ako u dubini duše ima barem malo povjerenja, onda će funkcionirati.
But you have to trust in your heart. There has to be a little bit of that trust that, you know, when you get to the point that you said, I tried everything. You know, this doesn't cost, it's free, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Morate imati barem malo povjerenja u srcu, barem do onog trenutka, barem u onom trenutku kad kažete, ajde, ovo ništa ne košta, pa idem probat, pa kako bude.
Govorimo jako puno o čišćenju. Što je to čišćenje? Što podrazumijeva čišćenje? Ako želim čistiti, što je to?
Okay, we are back again, and we'll ask our guest what the cleaning really is. We talk a lot about cleaning, and we really want to know what it really is.
Okay, so Ho'oponopono is, I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is in me that created this.
Ho'oponopono je zapravo, molim te oprosti mi za ono što je u meni, što je stvorilo ovakvu situaciju.
Okay, so that means 100% responsibility.
To znači 100% odgovornosti.
Is something inside of me that is playing, that is attracting certain situations or attracting certain people.
To je nešto u meni što povlači za mnom određene ljude, određene situacije.
I ask for forgiveness not because I'm guilty, but only because I'm responsible.
I tražim oprost ne zato što sam kriva, nego zbog toga što sam odgovorna.
So what am I responsible for? The programs inside of me.
I zašto sam zapravo odgovorna? Za ono što se događa unutar mene. Za programe koji se unutar mene događaju.
And when I say I'm sorry, please forgive me, it's like coming like a little child, not a guilty adult.
I kad kažem molim te oprosti mi, to je kao malo dijete, nevino malo dijete, a ne odrasli koji je kriv, odrasla osoba koja je kriva.
Okay, when I do that, then I'm giving permission to a part of me that can transmute, that can erase the problem.
Kad to napravim, zapravo dajem dopuštenje jednom dijelu unutar mene da izbriše taj problem, da ga skroz promijeni.
Can erase anything that I'm ready to let go.
I zapravo mogu izbrisati sve ono što sam spremna pustiti iz sebe.
And I don't need to know, I just need to give permission.
I ne moram znati, samo trebam dati dopuštenje.
So when I say thank you,
kad kažem hvala,
it is a way of taking responsibility and saying I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is in me that created this.
To je način na koji ja kažem molim te oprosti mi za sve ono što sam napravio, što sam stvorio da je dovelo do te situacije.
It is like a passcode.
To je kao šifra.
So all the Ho'oponopono tools are like passcodes.
Svi alati Ho'oponopona su kao šifre.
Okay, and I'm gonna explain, like for example, if you work with computers.
Na primjer, kad radite s kompjuterima,
if something shows up in the monitor of your computer, that means that it's a program inside the computer.
A kad se nešto pojavi na vašem kompjuteru, što označava nekakav program unutar kompjutera,
so everything that shows up in the monitor of our life is just a program playing in our computer.
Sve ono što se pojavljuje u našem životu je zapravo nekakav, kao možemo usporediti sa programom unutar kompjutera.
It is inside of us.
To je unutar nas.
What we forgot is that we also have a delete key.
Ono što smo zaboravili je da imamo i tipku za pobrisati sve to.
Okay, and thank you or any of the Ho'oponopono tools is how I press that delete key.
A hvala ili bilo koji od alata, da ih tako nazovemo Ho'oponopona, je zapravo taj delete key, odnosno ta tipka za pobrisati sve.
So we only need to remember how to press the delete key. We don't need to remember how it gets erased. We are not the ones doing the erasing.
Mi se samo moramo sjetiti pritisnuti tu tipku, ne moramo znati na koji način se to briše, bitno je samo da je pritisnemo.
Now that I created that empty space, then inspiration can come, the right ideas, the right solutions.
I onda kad se kreira taj prazan prostor, onda inspiracije i prave ideje i prava rješenja mogu doći na to mjesto.
So I have to give permission for the transmutation to happen.
I zapravo moram dati dopuštenje da se to brisanje dogodi.
Čišćenje znači ponavljanje fraza žao mi je, molim te, oprosti, hvala i volim te.
So cleaning means repeating the phrases like thank you, please forgive me, I love you, and so on.
Okay, so those are Joe Vitale's tools.
To su
alati Joe Vitale.
Da.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Joe Vitale came once to take the Ho'oponopono training with Haleakala, my teacher.
Joe Vitale je jednom došao odraditi trening sa mojim učiteljem.
And started writing the book.
I počeo je pisati knjigu.
And he interpreted that Ho'oponopono was the 4 phrases. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you.
I on je interpretirao da Ho'oponopono zapravo funkcionira preko tih fraza. Žao mi je, molim te, oprosti, volim te.
And we are grateful to Joe Vitale because he woke up a lot of people, and because of him a lot of people are cleaning.
Zahvalni smo mu što je probudio jako puno ljudi i zbog njega se jako puno ljudi čisti.
Now, what those 4 words or 4 phrases does, it also does the cleaning. It's another way of doing Ho'oponopono.
Te 4 riječi zapravo rade proces čišćenja i to je jedan od načina za prakticiranje Ho'oponopona.
That's why when people comes to my trainings and I tell them, if you are already practicing the famous 4 phrases, and it works for you, just keep doing it. They do work.
I zato kad ljudi dođu na moj trening, ja im kažem, ako već prakticirate upotrebljavanje tih 4 fraza, samo nastavite jer one funkcioniraju.
But I teach Ho'oponopono like my teacher in Haleakala teaches.
Ali ja poučavam Ho'oponopono kao i moj učitelj Haleakala.
And we don't have that in our manual, the 4 phrases. We just say that just repeating thank you is one way of doing the cleaning, or just repeating I love you is a way of cleaning.
I naš način je zapravo, mi tvrdimo da ponavljanje riječi volim te i hvala su riječi koje se koriste prilikom procesa čišćenja.
Different ways of pressing that delete key.
različiti načini za pritiskanje tipke za brisanje.
Dakle, ne moramo govoriti sve, nego dovoljno je samo hvala ili volim te, a to u sebi već sadrži i žao mi je i oprosti.
So we don't have to say each of these phrases. We can just say thank you and I love you, and it has in itself
žao mi je,
I'm sorry and please forgive
exactly.
me.
Exactly. Okay. So I can say thank you, 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 thank you. Or I can say I love you, 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 I love you.
I zato ja mogu reći hvala, 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 volim te, volim te, volim te, volim te.
That is a way of saying I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is in me that created this, because that is really Ho'oponopono.
I to je način kroz koji zapravo izgovaramo i žao mi je i molim te oprosti, to je način na koji se prakticira Ho'oponopono.
Odlično. Mabel, da li za vrijeme čišćenja mi moramo vizualizirati, meditirati, trebamo li osjećati ili se fokusirati na ono što čistimo ili želimo dobiti?
During the time of cleaning, do we have to visualize, meditate? Do we have to focus on what we want to clean, in fact?
Okay. Well, let's start for the last one. No, we don't need to think about it or concentrate or meditate, because God already knows. There is a part of us that already knows. It's just waiting for us to give permission.
Počet ćemo od zadnjega, znači ne moramo razmišljati o tome, ne moramo biti toliko povezani s time, jer Bog zna što mi želimo napraviti i samo trebamo dati dopuštenje unutar sebe kojim će se sve pokrenuti.
Now, when we visualize, we are actually giving orders.
Kad vizualiziramo, zapravo dajemo naredbe.
Točno.
Like we know what is right for us.
Kao da zapravo znamo ono što je dobro za nas.
And also we are using a very limited part of us, that is that intellect. That is a very limited part of us.
I koristimo zapravo taj ograničeni naš dio koji se nalazi unutar nas.
Drugim riječima, jedino što bismo mi trebali raditi, to je od kad se ujutro probudimo dok ne idemo spavati, što je moguće češće govoriti volim te ili hvala.
In other words, the only thing that we should do is from the moment that we wake up till the moment that we go to bed in the evening, just as often as possible, repeat thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Exactly, like we do the breathing in automatic.
Točno, zapravo kao disanje.
Znači dok peremo suđe, šetamo, čitamo nešto, da se u pozadini vrti taj nekakav glas, te dvije riječi ili fraze.
So while we are reading something, doing the dishes or something like that, in the background that we have that small voice that keeps repeating thank you, I love you. And
exactly. Now, I'm going to clear two things. The intellect will say it's impossible to do.
Da, moramo razlučiti dvije stvari. Će uvijek govoriti da je to nemoguće.
But we, in the trainings, we teach how to help ourselves to be in automatic.
Ali na treninzima učimo kako pomoći sami sebi da to postane automatski.
The other thing is the intellect will always fight, because this is like a new muscle that we have not been using. So in the beginning it feels uncomfortable, but then it becomes natural, it becomes automatic.
U početku će se intelekt boriti protiv svega toga, jer je to kao nekakav novi mišić koji nismo nikad koristili i to će biti dugotrajan proces dok to postane automatski.
And I'll tell you why you cannot believe the intellect anymore.
I reći ću vam zašto ne možete više vjerovati vašem intelektu.
Because the intellect is addicted to thinking, to suffering. Suffering is easier than saying thank you.
Zato što je intelekt ovisan o razmišljanju, o patnji, i on vam uporno ponavlja da je lakše patiti nego govoriti hvala.
Dakle, da rezimiramo, konstantnost, učestalost, ponavljanje je zapravo najvažnije u cijeloj priči.
Okay, so to repeat more often these words is the most important thing in the whole story, right?
Exactly. You know that one day I realized I did not need to worry about all the things that I worry. I just needed to do the cleaning, to let go.
Točno. Jednog dana sam samo shvatila da se zapravo ne trebam brinuti oko svih stvari oko kojih se brinem i da je bitno sve pustiti od sebe i jednostavno se prepustiti čišćenju.
What we resist persists. So we attract more problems. We need to find ways to let go.
Što se više odupiremo, zapravo privlačimo sve više i više problema i moramo naći načina da se opustimo i prepustimo.
Sometimes even people like me that been practicing for over 15 years and that is teaching, we also have our programs and we also engage. We also do our best.
Čak i ljudi poput mene koji se bave s ovim već 15 godina moraju dati sve od sebe da bi zapravo došli do ovog procesa čišćenja.
Imam problema sa poslom ili recimo nemam posla. Što ja trebam raditi cijeli dan? Da li ja trebam reći, evo Bože, sada ću ja čistiti posao ili Bog zna, ja samo radim čišćenje, a on već zna gdje moje čišćenje treba otići. Kako i da ako želim riješiti posao, recimo. Okay, we're back.
Mabel, we want to know how to, for example, deal with a problem of work. A person doesn't have a work. Do we have to think about that? Do we have to ask God, oh my God, what will I do with my work? Or God just knows? How does it function?
Yes. I'm going to give you my own example.
Da ću vam vlastiti primjer.
So in 2008, I let go of my career as a tax preparer in US.
Znači 2008. sam ostavila svoj posao poreznog savjetnika u Sjedinjenim Američkim Državama.
And I did not have any savings.
I nisam imala ništa ušteđevine.
And I had debts. I owe money.
I imala sam jako puno dugova.
So this was another very illogical decision from my part.
I to je bila još jedna jako nelogična odluka s moje strane.
But as soon as I take that decision, because it felt good, not because my intellect agree with that, but when I go for what it feels good, even if it doesn't make sense.
Ali čim sam odlučila to, ne zbog toga što mi je to intelekt govorio, nego zbog toga što sam osjećala da bi to moglo biti dobro.
Immediately I started receiving invitations to come and talk about Ho'oponopono all over the world.
Odmah sam počela primati pozive da govorimo o Ho'oponoponu u cijelom svijetu.
So that was another opportunity for me to see how this really works.
I to je bila još jedan način za mene da vidim kako to zaista funkcionira.
You just have to trust your heart, your gut feelings.
Samo morate vjerovati zapravo svome srcu i svojim unutarnjim osjećajima.
And when you do that, it's like everything just happened, and usually it's much more of what you can imagine.
I kad to napravite, onda se sve zapravo samo događa i često se događa puno više nego što ste mogli iti zamisliti.
You don't know what is right, you don't know where it's gonna come from. You just let go, you give permission, everything comes to you effortlessly.
I zapravo ne znaš što se događa, nisi svjestan toga, jednostavno trebaš dati dopuštenje i sve dolazi k tebi samo.
Mabel, ono što je meni bilo fascinantno je to da ne samo što mi možemo Ho'oponoponom pomoći sebi, nego mi možemo pomoći i drugim ljudima.
The most fascinating thing for me was that with Ho'oponopono is not used just to help ourselves, but to help also other people around us.
I to je nešto što intelekt zapravo najteže može shvatiti.
And that's something that our mind, our intellect is not perceiving very well. It's the most difficult thing to perceive.
Jer ako razmišljamo logično, možda mi sebi nekim tehnikama možemo neke stvari privući u život, ali kako se to događa da mi neke dobre stvari privučemo u tuđi život?
Because if we use our minds, our intellect and logic, in fact, we know that we can attract some things in our lives. But it's for us, for our mind, it's illogical how to help others. That's the most difficult thing to perceive.
Okay, one of the things, this is like a reprogramming, we have to re-educate ourselves.
To je kao reprogramiranje i moramo se zapravo ponovno obrazovati na neki način.
If I do something that does not work for me, it will not work for anybody.
Ako radim nešto što ne funkcionira za mene, neće funkcionirati ni za koga.
The era of sacrifice is gone.
Era žrtvovanja je gotova.
Okay, the most important thing for me is to put myself first and take good care of myself.
Najvažnija je stvar da sebe stavim ispred svih i dobro se brinem za sebe.
Okay, so that is the very important thing. When I do this cleaning, I do it for myself.
To je jako važna stvar i kad radim čišćenje, zapravo ga radim za sebe.
But Ho'oponopono is very profound. Whatever gets erased from me, it will get erased from everybody.
Ali Ho'oponopono je jako dubok i sve ono što je pobrisano za mene, bit će pobrisano i za druge.
Okay? It gets erased from my family, relatives and ancestors.
Briše se iz moje obitelji, mojih rođaka i mojih predaka.
So now whatever I erase in me, now my kids don't have to go through that anymore.
I sve ono što pobrišem iz sebe, moja djeca više ne moraju prolaziti kroz to.
Most of our problems come from our ancestors.
Većina naših problema dolazi od naših predaka.
Nothing, you know, we have a sickness, we have a problem in business, a problem with our kids. No matter what the problem is an unknown. It has nothing to do with what is happening right now.
Imamo različite bolesti, probleme sa poslom i tako dalje i sve nam je to zapravo poprilično i nepoznato zbog toga što ne proizlazi iz onoga što se nama događa upravo sada.
It's not the other person or the sickness, it's not me. It's just the programs that are playing, the memories.
Zapravo to nisu to bolesti, nisam ja, nisu neke druge osobe, nego su zapravo programi koji izlaze iz našeg sjećanja, iz naše memorije.
So for example, there is another tool that we call it light switch.
Postoji još jedan alat kojeg zovemo prekidač.
So like when you get in a room and you turn on the light, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So no matter who turns on the light, it gets turned on for everybody because the light does not discriminate. And all I have to do is turn it on for myself. And everybody else gets whatever is right and perfect.
Kad god upalimo svjetlo, upalili smo ga ne samo za sebe nego za svih, jer svjetlo ne diskriminira. I zapravo se radi o tome da nam ono omogućava ono što je pravo i ono što je dobro i to ne samo za nas nego za sve oko nas.
I always tell people that when they come to the seminars, they bring their ancestors. The ancestors come with them.
Uvijek kažem da ljudi kad dolaze na seminare donose svoje pretke sa sobom.
And they have their fingers crossed, you know, they are hoping, they are praying that we get it this time.
I oni drže fige, zapravo mole se i nadaju se da ćemo doći do rješenja ovaj put.
Because whatever they get the benefit, whatever gets erased from us, it will get erased from them.
I zapravo oni, to se odražava i na njima, jer ono što pobrišemo mi, briše se i kod njih.
That's how powerful we are. Can you imagine? We can stop problems for generations to come.
To nam pokazuje zapravo koliko smo moćni i jer možemo pobrisati probleme za generacije koje dolaze.
Sad bih ja nekoliko pitanja koja su postavljali ljudi koji se već bave neko vrijeme Ho'oponoponom.
Karmen is going to ask you some questions about people who are already practicing Ho'oponopono for some time.
Sure.
Evo, jedno pitanje je ukoliko poznajemo osobu koja je recimo bolesna, da li pomaže ako se nas nekoliko nalazi zajedno i čisti problem te osobe? Okay, ili nema veze koliki je broj nas?
There is a question. If one person is sick and if a couple of us, 3 or 4 or 5, it doesn't matter, if we get together and we are working for the cleaning of that person, does it function or the number is irrelevant for that?
No, one can do it. You don't need to get together to do Ho'oponopono. Actually, my teacher, Ihaliakala, does not support Ho'oponopono groups.
Znači sami to možete napraviti, jedna osoba može učiniti sve, čak i moj učitelj zapravo ne podržava grupno prakticiranje Ho'oponopona.
Yeah, actually I asked him also the first time I brought him to Los Angeles if we could create something like that, and he said no, that will take out the personal responsibility of doing it all the time.
Jednom kad smo došli u Los Angeles, ja sam ga pitala da li možemo organizirati nešto takvo, a on je rekao da ne dolazi u obzir jer da to povlači za sobom jako veliku odgovornost.
You want to do this all the time, not with the group.
To želiš raditi cijelo vrijeme, a ne sa grupom.
And we have to do it all the time.
I to moramo raditi cijelo vrijeme.
Hvala. Ono što evo ga, ponovo se javljaju pitanja, kada imam nekoliko problema u isto vrijeme, to može biti problem, ne znam, sa poslom i problem sa zdravljem i problem sa djecom, na koji način to čistiti? Da li trebam razmišljati o tome sad čistim djecu, sad čistim posao, ili je to čisto govorenje volim te i hvala bez ikakvog razmišljanja čemu je upućeno?
Another question is when we have 2 or 3 problems, for example, problems with children, with work, with health or something, when we want to clean ourselves, do we have to think about the particular problem or just repeating thank you and I love you and don't think about anything particular, it will just work for itself?
Exactly. It's like, when I studied Ho'oponopono for the first time, we thought that we needed to think about the problem, that we needed to know what we were cleaning with.
Kad sam ja prvi put započela Ho'oponopono prakticirati, mislili smo da moramo razmišljati o tom problemu i da se moramo fokusirati na ono što želimo očistiti.
My teacher Ihaliakala said, if I would have told you 15 years ago that there was nobody out there, you would have run away.
Moj učitelj je rekao da sam ti prije 15 godina rekao da ne postoji ništa tu, ti bi pobjegla.
So, but now we know there is nobody out there. It's just me and my programs. So I just work on my programs.
Ali sad znamo da ne postoji niko izvana, nego samo ja i moji programi i moje čišćenje cijelo vrijeme.
And I don't need to know. Even when I think I know what I'm cleaning with, I don't know.
I ne moram znati, čak da mislim da znam što čistim, zapravo ne znam.
So you have to know that every time that you let go, you are giving permission to a part of you that created you, that knows you better, to do the cleaning, to erase whatever you are ready to let go.
I svaki put kad započinješ čišćenje moraš znati da daješ dopuštenje jednom dijelu sebe koji će reagirati i koji će očistiti ono što treba očistiti.
So a sickness, a difficult person in your life, it could be only they are for sure opportunities that come to you so that you can clean them up.
Tako da, na primjer, bolest ili teška osoba u tvom životu dolaze zapravo kao prilike tebi da ih očistiš i da ih otpustiš iz svog života.
And God never gives you anything you cannot handle.
A Bog ti ne daje ništa s čim se ne možeš suočiti.
U redu, mogu razumjeti da ako želim veliko auto, da Bog može reći veliko auto ti ne treba.
I understand that, for example, if I really want a big car, that God can say, okay, you don't really need a big car.
I ukoliko ne dobijem ono što želim, to mi je u redu.
If I don't get what I want, that's okay.
Ali, ukoliko se radi o nečijoj bolesti, dakle nečem što je zaista dobar razlog, onda ne možemo izbjeći očekivanja i ja čistim sa očekivanjem da će ta osoba biti bolje.
But if we are talking about sickness, that's a delicate thing, and we really do the cleaning with expectations. We expect that person after our cleaning will feel at least a little bit better.
Jer naša želja je čista, ona je dobra.
Because our wish is clean, it's good, and it doesn't have any evil. If we can say that in it.
Da li će osobi za koju čistimo, da li će njoj uvijek biti bolje ili se može dogoditi da se jednostavno nikakva promjena ne dogodi? Kakvo je objašnjenje za to?
For the person that we are cleaning, is it always that she or he is going to be better, or at least a little bit better, or sometimes that doesn't happen, or what's the explanation for that?
Okay. So it has a lot of things, this question.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the auto first. I don't know what is right for me. So when the auto comes, even if it's a different car, I have to say thank you, and definitely I will realize later, not at that time, that it was the perfect car for me. I just didn't know in the moment.
Kad govorimo o autu sa početka pitanja, zapravo možemo reći da se moramo zahvaliti i na onome što dobijemo, bez obzira na to o čemu se radi, jer s vremenom ćemo shvatiti da je vjerovatno to auto bilo upravo savršeno za nas.
And if the car does not come, it means that it's avoiding something that could happen. For example, if the car doesn't come, maybe it is a blessing that it doesn't, because maybe if I had the car, I could have gotten into an accident and killed myself.
I zapravo ako auto ne dođe, možda postoji i opravdan razlog za to, zbog toga što ako auto ne dođe, znači da smo izbjegli na taj način neke stvari koje su se mogle dogoditi. Na primjer, da smo dobili auto, mogli smo sudjelovati u nekakvoj prometnoj nesreći, poginuti ili imati problema zbog toga.
That's why I always have to say thank you if the car comes, and thank you if it doesn't the car comes, because everything is a blessing in disguise. I just don't know.
I zato uvijek moramo reći hvala, bez obzira na to da li je auto tu ili nije, jer sve je to blagoslov, doduše ponekad sakriveni, ali je.
Okay, now talking about sickness,
kad govorimo o bolesti
and wanting to help others,
i želji da pomognemo drugima,
there is nobody out there.
Nema tamo nikoga.
So if somebody is sick in my family, and it is a program in me, it's just my thoughts that somebody is sick.
Ako je netko u mojoj obitelji bolestan, to je zapravo program u meni, moje misli da je netko bolestan.
If I do not know what is right for me, how could I know what is right for others? Who am I to be so arrogant to say I'm gonna help others?
Ako ja ne znam ono što je u redu za mene, kako ću znati što je u redu za druge? Ko sam ja da budem tako arogantan da mislim da mogu pomoći drugima?
Every time we try to resolve a problem ourselves or help ourselves, we are very arrogant.
Svaki put kad pokušamo pomoći sebi riješiti problem, mi smo zapravo jako arogantni.
We have to go back to being children. We have to go back to being humble.
Moramo se vratiti u razdoblje kad smo bili djeca. Moramo ponovno biti djeca.
We need to realize that our intellect don't know anything, but there is a part of us that knows everything.
Moramo shvatiti da naš intelekt ne zna sve, ali postoji dio u nama koji zna.
So I'm gonna let go, and I'm gonna allow the part of me that knows to take care of me first, and then give everybody what is right and perfect for everybody, and I don't know what that is.
I moram se opustiti i dati dopuštenje zapravo dijelu sebe da sudjeluje u svemu tome i da pomogne prvo meni, a onda drugima, da dobijemo ono što je namijenjeno nama, bez obzira na to što ne znamo što je to.
If you want to help others, take 100% responsibility and say I'm sorry for whatever is in me and let go.
Ako želite pomoći drugima, jedini način je zapravo da pomognete prvo sebi i da preuzmete 100% odgovornost i opustite se i otpustite sve iz sebe.
Okay, so don't try to do it from your intellect that thinks it knows.
Nemojte to pokušavati raditi svojim intelektom, jer to ne funkcionira.
My teacher came back once from walking and he had tears in his eyes.
Moj učitelj se jednom vratio iz šetnje.
And he said, you know what I just realized?
I rekao, znaš li što sam upravo shvatio?
That all God is asking is that we take good care of ourselves and we say, I'm sorry. That's all God is asking.
Da sve ono što Bog traži od nas je zapravo da se brinemo dobro za sebe i da kažemo oprosti.
And when we do that, God will actually work for us.
I da kad to učinimo, onda je Bog na našoj strani, onda Bog radi za nas.
Now, when I do this cleaning, I do not do it for me to heal or for the person that is sick to heal, because I don't know what is right.
I kad ja radim čišćenje, kad je proces čišćenja u pitanju, ja to ne radim da bi izliječila nekoga, neku osobu ili bilo koga, zbog toga što ja zapravo ne znam što trebam raditi, ne znam što je prava stvar.
I do it to be at peace even if I'm sick or the other person is sick.
Radim to da stvorim mir, bez obzira na to da li sam ja bolesna ili je neka druga osoba bolesna.
When I'm at peace, there is nothing I need to worry. I am an open channel.
Kad sam mirna, nemam se za što brinuti, ja sam kao otvoreni program.
Our work is to be happy, to be at peace no matter what is going on.
Naš je cilj da budemo sretni i da budemo u miru bez obzira na to što se događa.
Then we are not, otherwise we are our worst obstacles in our own lives.
Inače smo sami sebi najveće prepreke u životu.
Evo, Mabel, ovo što ste rekli s jedne strane je toliko jednostavno. Dakle, mi samo ponavljamo hvala, 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 volim te, volim te, volim te. A s druge strane zapravo to je toliko je teško pokušati ne upravljati svojim životom, jer cijeli život se zapravo učimo kako planirati, kako kontrolirati, kako biti što je moguće bolje.
Well, those things that you said, they seem really simple. They seem really easy just to repeat, thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But at the same time, they're really difficult because all our lives we are teaching ourselves and our parents are teaching ourselves how to plan, how to expect, how to control ourselves, everything that is completely opposite with those things that we are talking about now.
Exactly. But one of the things that I want to point out is that if we say it's difficult.
Jedna od stvari koju želim naglasiti je da ono što kažemo da je teško i postane teško.
Pay attention, because if you are so powerful, if you say it's difficult.
Pazite, jer ste toliko moćni da ako kažete da je teško, onda zaista postaje teško.
I'm going to tell you, this is very easy and very natural, but it is opposite of what we've been practicing for many, many lifetimes.
I kažem vam, ovo što vam govorim je jako jednostavno i prirodno, ali je u suprotnosti sa svim onim što mi prakticiramo cijeli svoj život.
But because it's natural, it's gonna get to you. You're gonna start practicing, you're gonna get automatic, much easier of what you think, much faster of what you think.
I baš zbog toga što je prirodno, postaće vam automatizam puno brže i puno lakše nego što mislite.
Because this is who we really are. We have not been ourselves. We've been asleep.
Jer je to zapravo ono što mi jesmo. Mi nismo bili pravi mi smo bili zapravo uspavani dugo vremena.
It's just to remember. I'm here to remind you. I'm not here to teach you anything you don't know. I'm just reminding you something you forgot.
Ja služim zapravo samo kao podsjetnik, znači ne kao učitelj, nego kao podsjetnik na ono što ste vi zaboravili.
Evo, ja mogu iz svog osobnog iskustva reći, malo više od nekakvih 7 mjeseci prakticiram Ho'oponopono, da se zaista počinju događati čuda u životu.
From my own experience, I can say that really there are miracles in my life after I started practicing Ho'oponopono 7 months ago.
I međutim, u početku se dogodilo, neke su se stvari dogodile jako brzo, dobre stvari.
In the beginning, some good things happened really fast.
I to mi je zapravo dalo do znanja da sam na pravom putu, da zaista funkcioniram.
And those things, in fact, gave me confidence that I'm on the right track. Let's say I'm on the right track and that good things really can happen.
Ali onda se dogodilo nešto, a to sam pričajući sa ljudima događa se i većini drugih, da je nakon nekoliko mjeseci sam ne baš pala u depresiju, ali najedanput kao da mi se pokazalo zapravo kolika je odgovornost na meni. Činilo mi se da nikad neću moći očistiti koliko toga ima.
But after a few months, one thing happened to me, and talking to the other people, I realized that also happened to some other people. After a few months of practicing, I fell into a light depression because it seemed like I have a million things to clean, and there is no end to that.
To je bio jedan period nekakvih, 10 ili 15 dana totalnog beznađa.
That was a period of 10 or 15 days of total depression and total disbelief.
Nakon toga to je prošlo i jednostavno došla je nekakva lakoća. Svjesna sam toga da upravo, neovisno koliko toga ima, da je u meni mogućnost da to ispravim, što nikad prije zapravo nisam imala. Nisam znala da imam.
And that passed after those 15 days, and then I felt really easy because I realized that I can solve so many things by myself and to solve so many problems that I even didn't know that they existed.
Okay. This is the first time that I hear about this 15 days depression.
Nije to baš bila depresija, ali zaista jedan osjećaj, toga ima toliko puno, nemoguće je izvući iz toga.
It was not a real depression. It was just like a feeling, oh my God, there are so many things that I can't get out of this.
Okay. So, first, like I said before, for me was realizing if I'm 100% responsible and I created it, now I can change it.
Prva stvar koju sam ja shvatila je, ako sam ja 100% odgovorna za ono što se dogodilo, onda ja to mogu i promijeniti.
For me, more depressive was to know that I depending on other people, to change, to do.
Za mene je puno depresivnije bilo otkrivenje da ja zapravo ovisim o drugim ljudima koji također moraju nešto promijeniti.
That I depending on things outside of myself to be happy.
Da ovisim o stvarima koji su izvan mene da bi bila sretna.
Okay, so I realized the power I had to change things because when I change, everything changes.
Shvatila sam da imam moć za promijeniti stvari, jer ako ja promijenim nešto, onda se sve mijenja.
Okay. So the other thing is I realized that we all came just to do the cleaning. That's the main purpose of all of us, why we are here. We came to clean, we came to amend, to repair.
Shvatila sam da je zapravo svrha svih nas da čistimo, da smo tu da čistimo, da popravimo, da poboljšamo.
On the way of cleaning, we can have a great time here.
I na našem putu čišćenja možemo se i odlično zabaviti.
On the way, life could be much easier if we do the cleaning.
I tijekom našeg života, život može postati puno jednostavniji ako se bavimo procesom čišćenja.
Whatever I need, it comes effortlessly.
I što god trebam, dolazi bez puno napora.
I just realized that all I had to do is just say thank you. That easy.
I shvatila sam da sve što trebam napraviti je zapravo samo reći hvala. I to je to.
But the intellect will tell you, no way, that's too easy. Let's find something. I need to suffer. I need to work.
Ali um će vam reći, ne, to je prelako, moramo naći nešto gdje možemo patiti, to je prejednostavno, moramo raditi, misliti.
Upravo to i tu.
See, we are so complicated.
Mi smo jako komplicirani.
We complicated.
Kompliciramo.
God is easy.
A Bog je jednostavan.
So yes, I'm here to clean. Yes, I have a lot to clean, and I will have it till my last breath.
I da, imam puno toga za čistiti i tu sam da bi očistila to i imat ću to i morat ću raditi proces čišćenja sve do zadnjeg daha.
If I'm here, is because I have things to clean.
A ako sam ovdje, to je zbog toga što imam stvari koje treba očistiti.
But on the way, I can enjoy life. I didn't come to suffer. I didn't come not to have what I need.
Ali na tom putu mogu uživati u životu. Nisam ovdje da patim, nisam ovdje da bi patila, nego da uživam u onome i da dobijem ono što mi treba.
This is an amazing work.
To je fenomenalan rad.
Da, slažem se i to je ono što dolazi nakon tog vremena kada uspijemo potisnuti intelekt u drugi plan
I agree, and that is what comes after we manage to suppress our intellect to go away.
Yes, that is also a program. That is also a memory. So when you notice that, you just say thank you and keep going. Don't get distracted. Don't believe the stories. Don't believe the memories.
To je isto vrsta programa i kad dođete do toga isto kažite hvala i produžite dalje i ne vjerujte više ničemu, nego vjerujte sami sebi i idite dalje.
Da, i onda dolazi do jedne zapravo jako velike lakoće i unutrašnje sigurnosti da će sve biti u redu.
And then we feel really, really easy, and we have our inner security, and we have our inner confidence that everything will be okay.
Exactly, and you have to know in your heart that every time you say thank you, something happens, even if you cannot see it or feel it.
Točno, i morate znati da svaki put kad kažete hvala, nešto se dogodi bez obzira na to da li vi to vidite ili osjećate.
Mabel, evo ga, sada primičemo se kraju.
We are getting to the end.
Da li imate nekakva saznanja koliko ljudi u svijetu danas prakticira Ho'oponopono?
Do you know how many people in the world practices Ho'oponopono?
To be honest with you, numbers, I don't know. I know it's in the thousands, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Ali jako puno, jako se brzo širi, kako ja uspijevam primijetiti.
But it's spreading really fast, isn't it?
I would say that after Joe Vitales spread really fast.
Rekla bi da se nakon Joe Vitalisa zapravo jako brzo širi, iako
we needed some marketing.
Trebali smo marketing, iako zapravo ne znam točno broj korisnika, ali se u tisućama mjeri.
The sad thing about this is that people misunderstood how sacred this Ho'oponopono is. So then people started learning from internet. People started sharing in internet very sacred things. I mean, it got a little bit out of hand. That is the sad part of this.
Najtužnija stvar je zapravo što ljudi ne shvaćaju koliko je ovo jedna tajna stvar, jedna jako važna stvar. Ljudi su počeli razmjenjivati preko interneta neke od tih stvari i tako, i to je najtužniji dio svega toga.
Kažite nam, Mabel, evo vi radite puno i u zemljama, ne znam, u Rumunjskoj, u Bugarskoj, dakle zemljama koje su recimo isto tako u velikoj recesiji, ljudi žive teško, pa sa tim ljudima sa kojima ste u kontaktu, koje promjene se u njihovim životima vide?
We know that you work with a lot of people in Bulgaria, Romania, and all the other countries that are in recession and in crisis, and we know that those people have really big problems. Do you know can you tell us what exactly changed in their lives? Do you have any knowledge of that?
Well, they keep coming back. I go to Romania 2 or 3 times a year. I go to Russia 2 or 3 times a year. And people received it really so well because I think people are tired of struggling, of suffering.
Idem u Rumunjsku i u Rusiju 2 do 3 puta godišnje i moram priznati da su ljudi jako dobro primili ovu tehniku, vjerovatno zato što su umorni od stalne borbe.
And what happened is everywhere I go, people have stories to tell me. People have amazing experiences practicing it.
I zapravo svugdje gdje idem, ljudi imaju jako zanimljive priče i jako zanimljiva iskustva i jako ih je interesantno slušati.
That's why I said, this works for everybody.
I zato kažem da je ovo za sve, da vrijedi za sve.
Da, to je bila jedna fantastična stvar. Na više sam mjesta pročitala da je Ho'oponopono zapravo jedina tehnika koja 100% funkcionira.
That's an amazing thing because I read in many places, in few places to be exact, that Ho'oponopono is really a unique technique that functions 100%.
Yes, I would say it's 100% if you let go of expectations. Because if you are going to keep believing your intellect or the part of you that thinks it knows what is right, you are going to say this doesn't work.
Da zapravo funkcionira ako otpustite svoja očekivanja i iščekivanja, jer ako vjerujete u intelekt, onda sve to pada u vodu, jer zapravo vjerujete u onaj dio vas koji vas kontrolira.
So if you let go of that part that is also memories, you are going to see this is magical.
I ako otpustite taj dio, zapravo ćete vidjeti koliko je ova tehnika čarobna.
And it always works.
I uvijek funkcionira.
Evo, Mabel, mi se spremamo, radimo na tome da i vas dovedemo u Hrvatsku na neki od seminara.
We are trying to bring you to Croatia to one of the seminars. We would like to see you here.
Ne radi toga što, kao što ste vi rekli, tehnika je toliko jednostavna da zapravo ne trebaju nekakvi seminari.
Not because we want to learn, not because of the difficulties of the technique, because as you said, it's really simple and you can use it every day without any problems.
Ali nekako to je kao, učili smo u školi teoriju relativiteta, ali da mogu pričati s Einsteinom, poletjela bih prema njemu.
It's similar when we to the fact that, for example, in school we learned the theory of relativity, but also we would like to talk to Einstein, and that's more or less the comparison we can say.
I definitely do not compare at all to Einstein. You want to translate that?
Yes, ja se definitivno ne uspoređujem sa Einsteinom.
Da,
I will be happy to come to Croatia and share with you because I have a lot of information to share.
Ali bila bih jako sretna da dođem u Hrvatsku i da podijelim s vama brojne informacije koje imam za podijeliti.
I can help you to connect also with your inner child, that is your subconscious mind, where all the programs are.
I mogu vam pomoći da se povežete sa unutrašnjim dijelom sebe, sa djetetom u sebi i sa svim programima koji se nalaze u vama.
How to communicate with this inner child in you that will help you and can do the cleaning 24 hours a day, even when you forget to clean.
I kako zapravo komunicirati sa tim djetetom u sebi koji vam može pomoći da radite čišćenje 24 sata dnevno, iako ponekad toga niste svjesni.
And I really love to share this. That's why I let go of my profession to be able to wake up more people and to share my way with other people.
I stvarno volim dijeliti svoja iskustva s ljudima i zbog toga sam i odustala od svoje profesije, zato što to zaista volim.
Hvala vam, Mabel, najljepša. Mi vam želimo i dalje jako puno čišćenja. Sa čišćenjem će doći sav uspjeh i sva sreća u životu.
Thank you very much for everything. We wish you a lot of cleaning in the future, because with those
Yes.
cleaning, everything that you want will happen to you.
Thank you, same to you, and God bless you for this opportunity.
Hvala i Bog vas blagoslovio i hvala vam na ovoj prilici.